Good evening. Police have found explosives and arrested two Comanchero bikies during raids in Narre Warren and Dandenong. The Echo Task Force moved in the early hours of this morning, also seizing guns and quantities of ice. Crime reporter Alexis Daish.
A successful morning swoop on outlaw bikies. Two Comancheros in the hands of the Echo Task Force after arrests over a restaurant shooting. One believed to be 29-year-old Amir Jaha, the commander of the Comancheros Hallam Chapter. Police flooded Melbourne's southeast, arresting Jaha in Frederick Street, Dandenong, and a 24-year-old from the same chapter in Heatherton Road, Narre Warren.
The roads were all blocked off and couldn't get into our home and that.
Officers searched the homes, finding a large number of guns, quantities of ice and explosives in a car. Suburban streets were sent into lockdown as the bomb squad moved in, police scouring a black Navara on the Narre Warren property. It was towed away while forensic crews searched for evidence of the outlaw gang.
I had a little bit of trouble getting in and out of the place, but it seems to be good now.
The anti-bikie task force executed the arrests after a shooting at the New Europe restaurant in High Street, Preston on October 24. The owner of the restaurant told Nine News a patron who was sitting with a group of men and women fired 8 shots into the ceiling. But by the time police had arrived, the alleged gunman had fled. They were the last group of people left in the restaurant. I didn't know them personally, but they've been in twice before. It was a frightening experience. It's understood CCTV cameras captured the shooting unfold inside and police have seized the footage.
All right, let's go live now to Alexis Daish at Police Headquarters. And Alexis, you've got some breaking news for us, have you?
Yes, good evening, Tony. Both members of the Comancheros are in custody here in Spencer Street and any minute now are expected to face an out-of-sessions court hearing. We have just learned that between these two, they have been formally charged with many charges, and they include reckless conduct endangering life, committing an indictable offence while on bail, possession of ice, and also possession of a trafficable quantity of unregistered firearms. And Tony, I can tell you that 24-year-old man is the first in Victoria to be charged under the new Firearms Act. Hopefully, once this out-of-sessions court hearing is done tonight, we learn more about their alleged involvement in that shooting in Preston.
The bikie crackdown continues with new laws banning convicted criminals from associating with one another to go before state parliament. But Seb Costello says civil libertarians are up in arms over plans to limit freedom of assembly.
When the Hells Angels were evicted from a Seaford property, the aim was to bust the gang's private meeting place. A week later, the state government is now trying to stop them from meeting anywhere.
And this is a very important advance in terms of Victoria Police's ability to disrupt the operations of outlaw motorcycle gangs.
But the anti-consorting legislation reaches beyond bikies. Associating with anyone convicted of a serious crime will be illegal under the amendment.
Police have to believe that the association is for the purpose of committing an offence.
Some exemptions will exist, mainly for relatives of convicted criminals.
Any laws that limit the freedom of assembly are just unacceptable in this state.
But Victoria will follow New South Wales and South Australia in introducing these type of laws. In New South Wales, a person can be jailed for up to 3 years if caught speaking to a convicted criminal on 2 occasions after receiving a police warning. In South Australia, police need only the suspicion that a person is consorting with an organised crime figure. This year, the South Australian government also made 17 groups, including the Hells Angels and the Rebels, outright illegal organisations. But the laws are in line with comments made by the Chief Commissioner. Graham Ashton has urged Victoria to catch up with the other states. Consorting under the Act may include meetings, telephone calls, emails or even social media interaction. For a charge to be laid, a person must first ignore a warning notice, then be caught consorting 3 times in 3 months or 6 times in 12 months. A conviction may result in 3 years jail. The bill will be introduced later this week. Seb Costello, 9 News.